Hey guys, it's Stacy, and today I am here to do my August wrap up. I know it's a little late, but I have been very lazy in filming recently, and so we are going to get on into it. I did not have a very good reading month in August. I was in kind of this weird slump, and then I didn't really love anything I really read. I enjoyed a couple, but that was about it, so let's get on into it. So the first book I read in August was The Bone Witch by Rin Chipeco. I don't know how to say her name. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. Did not really enjoy this. I enjoyed parts of it, but this story is told really differently. Like, present time is told in like this cursive crap right there, and then it goes through the main character's life. Her name is T. She is a bone witch, which is one of the like more powerful witches, and they're very rare. And she basically raises her brother from the dead when she doesn't mean to, and it kind of follows her life. And then it was also very confusing at times in certain parts of it, and I will be reading the second one because I do want to know what happens. I just wish I enjoyed this more than I did, because the cover is absolutely beautiful, and I think it had a really cool premise, but I don't like how it was executed. I don't like the way the story was told. So we will see when the second book comes out. I don't know if the second book's gonna still follow T or not, but we shall see with the sequel to this. So 2 out of 5 stars, definitely not my favorite. Okay, and next up, I also tried to do Tome Topple, so this was a Tome Topple fail. I decided the day of Tome Topple that I was going to partake, and I read 1.5 books for it. I will talk about the second one that really put me in a slump, but the first book I read for Tome Topple was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and I gave this 3.75 out of 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this, but I also didn't enjoy this, and I have very conflicting feelings on this. I think it was written beautifully, but this is definitely one of the more weirder things I've ever read. I will be continuing on this series when all the books comes out and stuff, but this was very different. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't think people should explain it. I think it's a book you want to go into not knowing anything about, because I feel like if you tried to explain it, it would just like confuse people, and then that wouldn't be even really what it was about. But we follow a boy named Laszlo Strange, and he's obsessed with a city called Weep. That's all you need to know. It goes from there. It was very different. I enjoyed Laszlo quite a bit. He's very cute, cinnamon roll type of character. So, and this next book I read put me in a huge reading slump. It took me almost 3 weeks to read this book. I'm so sad it took me so long, and that was The Casket Girls by Alice Arden. I think that's how you say her name. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, I believe. This follows a girl who comes back from Paris to live with her dad after a major hurricane happened in Louisiana. I love books set in Louisiana, and the vibe of this book was everything. Like the setting, the city, the spookiness of it, I loved it. But the actual story part was so hard to follow along. I feel like the pacing was very off. I feel like sometimes it was really fast paced and things were going and you were like, yes, let's keep reading. And then other times it was so slow and boring. And this is a big chunk of a book. It's over 500 pages. So I feel like we could have shortened this book and made it really fast paced and creepy and interesting and still have all of those Louisiana vibes in it. But no, it was not that. I will be reading the second one because I do love the setting. I think the author did an amazing job with the city that was in and like the lore and what it's like to live there, even though I've never been there, but I'm obsessed, okay? But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. And this next book is one that I actually really enjoyed, and that is Because of the Sun by Jenny Torres Sanchez. This is a diverse book, I believe, and I believe its own voices, but this book was told in such a way that it like had my heart in it. This is about a girl named Danny who she sees something really bad happen to her mom, and so she has to move with her aunt to New Mexico, I believe it is. And it just kind of goes from there. Danny is like one of my new favorite characters. I will definitely reread this book eventually. I love the way the story was told because Danny barely talks in this book. It's mostly in her head dialogue and some flashbacks, and you get flashbacks from different characters. And I love this so much. Just go into it with all that. That's all you need to know. And know this book is amazing. And I really, really enjoyed it. And the next book I read was The Indigo Spell by Rochelle Mead. This is the third book in the Bloodline series, and I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I am really enjoying these books, and like OTP happening in this book, hardcore, and I love it. But they're about vampires. Everybody knows what Vampire Academy is. This is just a spin-off series to it. It follows Sydney, who we meet in the Vampire Academy series, and I really, really enjoyed this, and I'm glad I read it because it was just what I needed. And the last book I read in August was Dead Men Walking by Sherilyn Kenyon. I have a full spoiler-free review for this somewhere on my channel. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. Of course, it's Sherilyn Kenyon. She is my favorite author of all time. But this one is about pirates set way back in time. It's kind of like a prequel type series, but it's really good. Read it if you like pirates and badassery. So those are all the books I read in August. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!